Yeah, actually, I got a lot of different ways of busting rust. This is actually one of my favorite ways. I've used the vinegar a lot too, and you got to let it soak, especially if you can't get up inside of something. The vinegar is very handy. But also, I found out places where you can't use vinegar, you could take one of the wands that go into here and bend it at an angle. I'll show you what I mean by that later. But a lot of times before I even use this is just rust reformer. What it goes on, it instantly converts rust to, it actually chemically converts the rust, and then it makes it into a primer. This stuff actually works very damn good. It's quick. The other thing is you can paint over it. You can put like truck bed lining over it, or just enamel, or whatever the hell else you want, or maybe rubberized undercoating. And a lot of times I'll bust a little bit of the rust off with a nylon wheel or a wire wheel. Depends on what the surface is, what it is. But something like this, see this stuff, what I like doing is laying it on there, just an example. Like enough to soak it, because when it flashes over, there's enough in there. It's not like you're dusting it. You don't want to put this stuff on light, like paint. Like paint, you might put on some light coats. This stuff I put on pretty heavy, because you want enough of it in there to like chemically convert the rust. That's the important thing. And if there's a lot of rust, bust some of it off. But I'll show you another tip too with using this can, where you can get up inside something, where it's very important. Yeah, actually I got the idea of using this other method with these paint cans from this Cosmoline, which is good. This is Weather Shield Cosmoline. This stuff really does work pretty good. It's sort of like fluid flow. They use up mainly in Canada for, you know, rust protection on cars. But you know, you could take this wand and you could bend it. And you see how it bent? So say for instance you're getting in a little spot you can't get into, it's up high, and you can't get in there with the spray can. Well, this will spray upward. But you can also, besides using this method with the Cosmoline, you could modify the nozzle on the Rust-Oleum, and I'll point to another video I did on that. It's pretty damn cool. It's like, man, I did it on this El Camino. I had to drill this out just a hair, and then drill this nozzle out to fit this, and then it would fit. And I went around on the El Camino, and I got up inside underneath the doors and underneath the quarter panels and all that. We're in the rocker panels through the drain holes with this stuff. I followed it, and went inside the frame too, and with this stuff, and then followed it up with enamel, and then I think some rubberized undercoating or truck bed lining or something. But see what happens here. This stuff flashes pretty quick, and if you don't have time to let this dry, like it's pretty hot out here, this will dry quick. A lot of times what I do is I put a leaf blower on low. Now, I know that blows dust in the paint. Believe me, I know that. But I mean, if you're just doing it on something like wheel rims that aren't really important, that are going to have hubcaps, you just want to bust some rust off them, or you're doing it on your boat trailer or something like that, you know, it's not critical where you're doing it on a fender for a car, you know. You can use a leaf blower to blow off, or like the underside of your car, inside the frame. Like I used a leaf blower to circulate enough air. It works better than the air compressor. It circulates a high volume of air to blow off, to let the inside of the frame and all those nooks and crannies under the undercarriage of the vehicle to get dry, to let this paint dry. But this actually took that rust, didn't cover it up, like it really converted it right down to the metal to alter the chemical of the rust. Then it's a primered surface, and then you can paint it. That's kind of why I really kind of lean toward this product versus even using the Cosmoline. I was really sold on this, but once you use Cosmoline, you have to just keep adding Cosmoline, and this stuff could attract dirt. And then if you want to paint it, you got to remove the Cosmoline, which might be a pain in the ass. But I kind of like the Cosmoline for some applications. This I like for things where you can't get at it, or you got a bunch of small parts, or you're cleaning off a bunch of bolts and nuts that are rusty, just let them sit, man. Let them sit for a week. They're like brand new again, man. You got a bunch of rusty bolts and stuff, just let them sit in vinegar. They're freaking like brand new again. But all these methods are dirt cheap. The vinegar runs you like $2 and something. This you can get at Wally World anywhere you want. I usually pick these up at Wally World. They're pretty cheap. Just get some damn rust. I usually Rust-Oleum. I'm not selling the brand, but I found a Rust-Oleum is probably one of your. It is better than the $1 a can stuff. It's maybe a few bucks a can, and it's quick and easy. And again, if you got a lot of rust on there, try to bust some of it off with a nylon wheel or a wire brush. Like I got that drill attachment. I got various. I got like this wire brush here. Well, this one's worn down. Got a cup one in here someplace too. Forgot where the hell it is. Not this one, but another one, a wire one. Oh, here it is, a cup. So, but a lot of times that'll save you some, because you got to get some of that loose rust off. That chemical converter doesn't like. It's not a total miracle with flaking rust. You got to get that loose crap off of there. And also, like if you're doing this on the bottom of the vehicle, pressure wash it. Or if you don't have a pressure washer, you know what I do? I use my pressure washer. It's a cheap one, maybe 150 bucks or something. It's an electric one. I got it attached to my hot water, and the hot water's up pretty high. So even without using any, and then if I spray it down with some like awesome cleaner, you know, after you wet it down, you spray it down with awesome cleaner. You hit it with the hot water. It gets it really pretty damn clean. And that busts off a lot of the rust too, if there's any really loose shit with that pressure washer. Then it blow it off the leaf blower. And this stuff, I've been using this probably more than anything for killing rust. I got so many different, I hate rust, man, but I've got so many different ways I've gotten after the shit. And I've been grabbing this the most. Especially, I was pointing at another video I got, especially with a wand that you modify like that. It's great. This allows you to get in those spots where a spray can can't. And since it's kind of opened up more, it really douses that shit in there really good. It's a good method. That I found to be the best, using this stuff with this wand modified, with the nozzle modified.